Hello and welcome again to investingsuccess.ca. In this brief little video, I want to take a look at crude oil futures, and I want to show you how by overlaying certain astrological events on a price chart, you can see how those astrological events align very carefully to turns in price action on the futures contract. Now, this is all very valuable information if you are a trader who perhaps is trading the crude oil futures, or maybe you're like me. Maybe you like to dabble in call options and put options to correspond to some of these ups and downs and turning points on the crude oil futures contract. Or maybe you're a trader or an investor in larger cap oil companies, either in Canada or the US, and you're concerned that price movement and fluctuation on these large cap oil stocks will be very sensitive to movements on crude oil. Now, crude oil started trading in New York November 14th, 1978 on the New York Mercantile Exchange. On that particular day, when it first started trading, Sun was in the sign of Virgo, Pluto was in the sign of Libra, Neptune was in the sign of Sagittarius. And here's what's interesting. Why was November 14th the day when crude oil started trading? Was this by accident or was this by design? Because if you look very carefully at the chart of that day, Sun is situated exactly midway between Pluto and Neptune. Very interesting. And if I look back at some old astrology books that I have sitting on my desk, some of these are 20 years old, they make reference to crude oil. And they particularly mention that traders should be alert to Sun-Pluto and Sun-Neptune aspects. Curious, isn't it? Now, the chart that you're going to see here very shortly takes you back to 2008. And what I've chosen to put on this chart is one aspect for your consideration. The aspect that I've chosen is Sun 120 degrees to Pluto, and that's what astrologers call a trine event. Trine derived from the Latin tri, meaning 360 degrees in a circle, divide by 3 is 120 degrees. So Pluto, 120 degrees to the Sun. And what you're going to see on this chart, when we get to it, is how the turning points on crude correspond very, very well to these trine events. So much so, in fact, that if you were trading crude oil futures, you could use this as a tool in conjunction with your technical chart analysis. If you were selling call options or selling put options to derive extra income, knowing that one of these turning points is coming in the market, if the price has been rising and there's a turning point coming, maybe you sell a call option, bring in some premium. If the price of oil is falling and you know that a turning point is coming, maybe you sell a put option, bring in some extra premium. So, without any further ado, let's take a look now at this chart. Okay, here's our chart of crude oil futures. This is a weekly nearest futures chart. And I've constructed the chart starting middle of 2008, bringing you up to current time. On the chart, you'll see a number of red arrows. These are the dates of the Sun, 120 degree Pluto aspect. On the chart also, I've got some elliptical circles. I want you to focus on these circles because I want you to really watch what happened to the price of crude coming into the aspect and going out of the aspect. Let's start back in 2008. Crude hit a high of $147 a barrel, I believe it was. But look what happened. Shortly after that, there was one of these Sun-Pluto aspects that set in motion a very precipitous fall in the price of crude. It fell down to $35 a barrel. From that low, it started to recover, and it wasted no time at all in getting back up to $70 a barrel. Helped in large part, I think, by the Sun-Pluto 120 degree aspect. And you can see how some of these aspects throughout 2009, 2010 corresponded to some nice little moves on crude. In 2011, the price of crude got up to $114 a barrel, I think it was, but look what happened. It ran into one of these trine aspects and boom, it started to fall again. It stopped falling latter part of 2011 when it hit one of these trine aspects again, and from there it rallied. In 2012, the price of crude got up to near $110 a barrel. It started to ease off a little bit, falling to nearly 100, but then look what happened. Bang, it ran into one of these trine aspects, and it fell down to, I think it was $78 a barrel at that point. It recovered a little bit, hit another one of these things in 2012, and it's been under sideways action ever since. On the right-hand side of the chart, I've left you with a star and a pair of question marks. That's to indicate that today, May 1st, is one of these Sun-Pluto trine aspects. And what has crude been doing? It's been falling. It's under pressure right now, precipitated in large part by this trine aspect. You can take your ephemeris tables, you can take your software programs that you use, figure out when these next Sun-Pluto trine aspects are coming. And there's only going to be a couple of them every year. Mark them on your calendar. Be ready for them. That's when crude is going to deliver its turning points. As for here and now, crude is under pressure. Watch your technical chart analysis. See when things are going to turn, and maybe then you buy some oil stocks. Maybe you sell some naked put options under the crude futures. Choose whatever avenue you wish, but pay close attention to each of these trine aspects, and that's when you're going to get some turns on crude. This is all very simple. This is how people like W.D. Gann traded the markets in the 20s and 30s. This is what gave these guys their leg up on the average man on the street. They knew that these aspects affected human emotion. Human emotion affects the markets, plain and simple. Thank you very much for watching this video today. I really appreciate it. Please continue to follow me at www.investingsuccess.ca, and please continue to follow my blogs at www.astrologicaltrading.wordpress.com. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day.